Right? So him saying that yesterday on Twitter and getting that reaction, does that fit his brand? Yes. Right? So that may be perceived as a bad message by some, but to me, that there was a home run. Smart. Damage control. So there's something that I really want you guys all to explore today. Has anybody here ever gone on to Google, typed in their name, and searched their name? Okay. Is anybody here familiar with Google Alerts? Okay. That's only about 10% of the room. Google Alerts, you can go into Google. You can go in, you can look for the Google Alerts. You can even just type in Google Alerts, it'll come up. On Google Alerts, what I do is I have my kids' names on Google Alerts. I have my wife's name on Google Alerts. You're not recording this, right? I have my family business name on Google Alerts. I have Frankie Flowers on Google Alerts. And I also have gardening, container gardening, landscape, all on Google Alerts. Anytime that those come up on the web, it sends me a link to what has come up. And the reason why I do that is that, first off, if somebody's trying to use my son's identity, or my wife's identity, or my identity, I can see that. Right? Also, when it comes to gardening, I want to be, it's really my job to try to be as trend savvy as possible. So with Google Alerts, I've done a worldwide search on that. I do it once a week. Every week, it sends me a link that will show me all the different things online that were mentioned about gardening. So then I can go through and read about them. Some of them are like, I don't know how this got here. But this is also, if you put your business name down there and somebody's spreading bad messaging about your business, you'll get to know it. Okay? Because there's always, we want our entire industry to be successful, right? But there's always jealous people out there that want to do us harm. And in an anonymous world of the internet, people can cause you harm. So making sure that you know what people are talking about you is really, really important. Social media, the unknown. So this is kind of the question is like, do I do it or don't I do it? I think if you guys were to utilize any of your time here, the one place that I would utilize your time, and I had a meeting just before Christmas with Arlene Dickinson from the Dragon's Den, and Arlene has venture communications, and I was talking to Arlene because I have some concepts about different websites that I was thinking about, because everybody all the time asks me, you know, what's in my garden? So I'm like, do I just do a friggin' website called What's in My Garden? And you know, basically, her feeling is that Facebook is really a great place to explore and also promote. And the reason why she says that is that people have the ability to post pictures, to interact with you for messaging. You can post any of your images. You can continually update that page. So I'm not saying don't have a website. Websites, for some reason, gives everybody legitimacy. So if a client's going to be looking at you and going to say, am I going to go with this company? You got to make sure that you have a really nice, clean, easy to flow through website. But also, if you want to interact with those people, and every one of those jobs that you've done in the past, invite them to be a part of your Facebook fan page. And everybody's like, what the heck's a Facebook fan page? Basically, an individual page in Facebook will only allow you 5,000 people to follow. Once it hits 5,000, you can't do any more. A fan page can let you have as many followers as possible. So you never know where something's going to grow. So you want to do a fan page. You can buy advertising on Facebook, meaning that you can do a message on your fan pages, pay $20 and it'll get sent out to 6,000 people. They are making changes. Right now, and this is the unknown, right now, social media, if you're going to invest on anything, really working your Facebook page is the way to go. Twitter, for me, if I'm sitting in your shoes, for me, I'm on air, right? So for me to get people to follow me, it's easy because I can go on television tomorrow and talk to all these people and say, follow me. For you as a person that doesn't have access to that amount of people, you're going to have to buy that kind of advertising to tell people to follow you on Twitter. So you're going to have to go on radio ads, or you're going to have to go on the news. So what I would do with Twitter is I would go and see whoever you really want to follow in the industry. So follow Landscape Ontario. If you're somebody that likes weather, you can follow me. You can go Paul Allen Smith out of the United States. Paul Allen Smith, which is also the spokesperson for Proven Winners. Follow Paul Allen Smith. Mark Cullen here in Canada. Follow Mark. If you follow those people, what will happen is whenever they're sending messaging out, it'll come to your Twitter page, and you can start to see what their messaging is. However, what also you can do, if there's something interesting you want to share with them, you then reply to them or send them a tweet to them that's interesting, and your hope is for them to retweet it. So, and I do this often with many people in this industry. If they tweet me something about an event, perhaps, or if they have a great looking landscape that they just did, what I'll do is I'll just retweet it out. So you send it to me, I send it out to 30,000 people. Boom. Pretty impressive. So for you guys to build your own followers is kind of hard, but to follow the industry leaders and even some of the designers that are out there too. Interior designers love our industry. So Samantha Pinn, really, she's a good friend. Sarah Richardson. These are people that, you know, even Brian Balmer. Brian, I'm going to talk to you yesterday because Brian's using a G-Can. He wants me to go snowmobiling with him. I said to Brian, how the hell do you go snowmobiling so much with that many kids? He was having a procedure done the other day, just to let you know. He shared that on Twitter with me. But it's not going to hurt his brand, right? So do I know where social media is going to go? I know that we all have to be kind of engaged in this form of social media. If you have young staff members that you have on staff, you know, really empower them to help you with the social media, because they'll know it better than any of us will ever know it, because it changes so fast. Also make sure they're a smart person, but really we have to be a part of it. This is like the Industrial Revolution. To be very honest, you know, the Industrial Revolution changed the way that business did things. Social media right now is changing the way people interact with each other. So before, when I used to stand in line, me and Beth are standing in line. She's behind me, we're in line for 10, 15 minutes. I'd say, weather's nice today. Well, so how are you, and what do you do, and what goes, and then all of a sudden we get to know each other. Oh, you know this person, I know that person. Oh, you do landscape design. You know what, I need a landscape design.
I just happen to have a card.
Right, happen to have a card. Great. Now, you wait in line. If you have your phone with you, nobody talks anymore. Right, she's on her phone, I'm on my phone. We're tweeting all our friends in our virtual world, but we don't interact. Parents, you know, I'm a hockey coach. I coach 6-year-old kids. Do you know how many parents I see while their kids are on the ice and they're doing this? My assistant coach, I kicked them off the bench the other day because he's sitting there texting his friends while we're coaching a hockey game. Right? This is a way for us to avoid some of the pains of life, some of the uncomfortable ways of life. So whether it's good or a friend, I don't know. Is it a friend or a foe? Like honestly, my answer is, I don't know. There's many things I dislike about it because I'm a people person. I love talking to people. I love engaging with people. I love hearing stories. I love hearing stories. And social media gives me that access, right? Before in life, I would not know what my friends were doing unless we had a high school reunion. I don't need a high school reunion anymore. I know who's had kids. I know their last 5 trips that they've gone to. I know about their new deck they put on their backyard, right? And then at the end too, I know even who's got divorced because all of a sudden went from married to single on their friggin' Facebook profile. Who needs to go to a high school reunion anymore, right? But I also know the photos that they post don't really look like what they're gonna look like. So a hashtag, if you guys are like, what's the hashtag? I have a hash brown this morning at McDonald's. I don't know what the heck a hashtag is. So basically we send out a message. Let's just say that, I'll give you an example. Most recently on City TV, we did the New Year's Eve show. And I think the hashtag was hashtag City New Year's Eve, right? So meaning that if I want to go find out anything out there that has to do with City New Year's Eve, I can go into a search and just type in hashtag City New Year's Eve. It'll pull out any of those messaging that come up. If you want a trend, which means I'm winning the popularity contest of Twitter right at this moment, that hashtag, so if we do, and this is where it's probably more important for the Trades Association and then for us to use a hashtag. So today, is there a hashtag for yeah, so LO Congress, right? Hashtag LO Congress. So any of you guys today that are out there, if you are on Twitter, at the end of anything that you're telling all your people that follow you or your friends that you're hearing, look at this cool new thing that I've seen, put hashtag LO Congress at the end. The importance of that is, all of a sudden, if it comes out on the feeds on the outside, what's trending in Canada, if it gets to a trend in Canada, people will see it and then also try to hop on that conversation. It's more important for places like Pepsi to try to trend, because then they know they're getting good exposure that are out there. Justin Bieber can trend on anything he says, because he'll hashtag once and then everybody will retweet it, and it's really just a gaugement. It's a gauge to know how many impressions it's having. Okay? In terms of searches, Google searches, so if you want to make sure that you're popping up at the top of a Google search, you can pay for that to make sure that you can get up into listings. And of course there's ways in your blogs and whatnot to make sure that, always make sure that if you're a landscaping company, to make sure that there's landscape used in and all that. There are all those ways to try to get out there. Facebook and Twitter, if you ever go and if you're following them, they paid for really good searches that they always kind of come to the top. Me, I'm a promoter, right? I'm a promoter of this industry. And I'm a promoter, really, like I'll be self-interested, I'm a promoter of Frankie Flowers, the brand. So I'm only as good as the people that are following me or watching me. That's the truth. And because of that, I have to invest more time. For you, I would say, really on that, really you would want to only do maybe an hour a week to 2 hours a week. Beth, I don't know what you're spending because Beth's doing it with Designs by the Yard right now. But, I'm not you. I've been where you are, and I know you don't have that time. This is what I know about our industry. As soon as the weather's good, the phone's ringing, we're booking jobs. Right now, the phone's not ringing. Right? It is ringing for some of us, but how the hell do we get the phone ringing today in this dead of winter to book some early business? We can use these tools to start putting nice, beautiful pictures of backyards in the back to get them thinking spring. That's how we can do it. Because in the spring, if you're a good company, your phone's ringing and you don't need to market at all. But then all of a sudden, July comes around, August comes around, phone dies off, then all of a sudden September kicks around, people are like, holy shit, I've done nothing, I gotta start booking again because I want to get stuff done, and they forget about us. Remember that, you all have the ability to use YouTube too, to create your own YouTube channels. It's amazing. Have you ever put in on YouTube how to plant a tree? Some people have like 30 to 40,000 views on how to plant a tree. Pretty amazing. And the video quality is crap.
But it's this big.
Well, it's this big, right? Well, but now with the iPhones and with the Galaxy, all the smartphones, video quality is great. You can do immediate uploads. So, yeah, thank you very much, guys, and have a wonderful show.